Hey, I don't make videos normally, so if this is a bit choppy or a bit like weird, or if I mess up my words, I'm sorry. It's not something I normally do. But something I wanted to talk about with you today is things I'm doing for pre-patch for TBC. The items that are actually going to be useful in pre-patch, the little tricks that you can do currently before pre-patch, there's some stuff to talk about here that I haven't seen in a lot of videos, so I wanted to give you like a good rundown of items that I've currently got, that I've farmed, or things that I will be farming on the lead up to pre-patch. So starting off with mounts, there's a few things to talk about here. So they remove race riding in TBC. So if you're an orc, you can ride a raptor. Um, there's no like certain riding you need to get. So you don't need to get rep with a certain faction to ride a raptor. This includes the PvP mounts. So something that I've done in the pre-patch is I've bought every single mount that I can in from the PvP vendor. So they're 90 gold currently. But if we have a look in pre-patch, they get changed to only costing like tokens. So it's just 30 of each, and then you can get the mount. This is cool. Like if you have an alt and you want to get a mount, like you want like a raptor, you can do that. But as it currently stands, for 90 gold, you can buy a raptor, leave that in your bag, and then in pre-patch, when it rolls over, you'll be able to use this raptor. Same applies to if you have a friend who is a troll, right? They can buy a raptor for you. They can trade you that raptor because mounts are tradable in Classic. They're not in TBC. In TBC, they are soulbound. So something to consider if you want like a mount without doing the rep grind or spending a whole bunch of gold, you can have someone trade you it, or you can buy all these PvP mounts now so you don't have to like go do a bunch of like honor grinding. And as Horde, like we really suck at Warsong Gulch, so something I would definitely consider. Now moving on, Blade of Eternal Darkness is something I've been playing around with on the PTR. Now I was able to run all the way through Zul'Farrak on my mage and use this item to do the graves. So really good item. The reason it's good is whenever you manage to do some sort of damaging spell to an enemy, it also does 100 additional damage to the enemy and then restores 100 mana to you. So things like Arcane Explosion, Flame Strike, Cone of Cold. I think Nova triggers this as well, but you don't want that. You don't want to deal damage and break the Nova. But yeah, on the PTR, I was able to run all the way through without pulling any mobs, open up the graves, AoE them all down, and make a bunch of raw gold. The reason I'm farming this in pre-patch, before pre-patch and not after, is with the changes to boosting, I don't know if we can go back to Maradon and kill Princess solo. As it currently stands, you can use like a mage with a Zanza and Fire Spec, and you can run around the entire room and kite that boss. I don't know if it's going to stun us. I don't know if it's going to teleport to us. It's just, if you want this item, grab it now. Otherwise, you're going to have to take like a full party or like 3 or 4 level 70s with you back into Maradon and kill Princess, which is fine, right? But having this to level is going to be really good. It's good in some raids, it's good in some dungeons. Just one of those items. If you're a mage, try and grab it now while you can. Otherwise, it's going to be quite difficult to get a hold of. Mind Quickening Gem is something I'm still going for on my mage. It's one of those items that gets converted. So instead of it being a flat 30%, it turns into 30, oh sorry, 330 spell haste for 20 seconds on a 5-minute cooldown. This is the expansion of spell haste, so I mean, it's worth grabbing. I don't know how long you're going to use it, but it's a very powerful trinket and will definitely keep you going. I'm going to move over to Warlocks now. So, Fetish of the Sand Reaver is an item that is from AQ40. Um, it's normally used by warriors, right? So they can like reduce their threat by 70%, absolutely open up and pump. But for a warlock in TBC, this item is incredible. So what happens is warlocks get overpowered, they get really strong. They have a few more AoE abilities. I think some of them can crit as well. So having an item like Fetish of the Sand Reaver means that you can reduce your threat by 70%, absolutely open up on a boss, absolutely open up on trash without any risk of like dying. You're not going to pull threat off your tank. You're just going to be able to do the thing. It's on a 3-minute cooldown in TBC as well still, so just something to consider. If I've got this item already on my lock, definitely go for this item if you're a warlock. It's going to be like one of those things that's going to allow you to pump in TBC. Sorry. The Black Book gets a little bit of a change as well in TBC. This is an item from BWL. So this has a few things. It also works for your Felguard, which is cool. While you're leveling, having this item is really cool because what does it do exactly? Increases spell damage by 200, increases attack by 325, and armor by 1600 for 30 seconds on a 5-minute cooldown. This works with pretty much all of your pets, so you can just pop this and just have a really strong pet. I'm sure it's going to be good for PvP, farming, quite a few things. I personally don't know if you use your pets in raid. To be honest, I'm quite a novice to TBC, but these are things that I think are worth picking up. Scarab Breach next. A lot of people already know about this one here, but so you pop this bad boy, cast a heal, and then 15% of that amount healed gets converted into a shield or adds a shield onto the target. So anything with percentage based is really good. It scales in TBC, so this is one of those trinkets. I don't know how long you use it for in TBC, but I've seen some people like using it phase 1, phase 2. Just one of those items I would farm for TBC. Another thing to consider is that currently we can farm scrolls level 4. There's only 3-point difference in the scroll 5s. So you use a lot of scrolls in TBC. I would stock up on these. They're already going up in price on my server, so people have kind of clocked on that, you know, scroll 4s are still going to be very good in TBC. So yeah, if you have them, save them. I'm not too sure if the intellect one and the spirit one and all that stuff is still worth farming, but I know the strength and the agility ones are definitely worth having. So that's just one thing I would consider as well. This one's been covered a lot, but Elixir of Demon Slaying. If you're a melee class, this is really good in TBC. It just increases your attack power by 265 for 5 minutes, and it's on a 3-minute cooldown. A lot of things in TBC are demons. A lot of raids have a lot of demons. A lot of the open world stuff are demons. So you're going to be using this a lot. I can see this being used pretty much all through TBC. And then the last one here that I have is a bit of speculation. I love Swiftness Stanzas. They're incredible. They're really good if you want to move fast around the world. They're really good if you want to move fast in raid. Speedrunners will be using this in TBC. People say that only the 2% do speedrunning tactics, but I think we all try and get faster clear times. I would get a few Bijus while you can. The reason I'm saying that, with boosting being affected, I don't think a lot of people are going to be doing ZG. So what I mean by that is ZG boost, which is where majority of Bijus come from. It's just not going to be a thing. You know, they're going to be a limited amount on the AH, and then that's it. Yeah, there's already quite a few in game, but if you stock up on a few of these, just get like 100, 200. They're 50 silver a pop on Night Slayer currently. Grab those, put them in your bag. If you plan to do any speed running, if you plan to like run around the world a bit faster so you can level, it's handy. And yeah, I do see them going up in price. I don't know by how much, but I'm sure a few people have already clocked on to the fact that no one will be farming these in TBC. But yeah, that's my little list of like what I think's gonna change and the items I'm investing in. And yeah, I'll probably do some videos on here where I'm testing stuff on the PTR as a mage and seeing what we can do. Also testing more with the Blade of Eternal Darkness. But yeah, thank you for watching and listening to me ramble, and have a good day.